Hello everyone, it's Thumper, the Rabid Rabbit. In this episode of my Rust Electricity 101 Component Guide, we will cover the large solar panel. The large solar panel is not typically known as a default blueprint, so you're going to have to search around. On vanilla servers, you'll likely find these in crates and in sunken chests. On other servers, you may find them in other places as well. The typical default cost is 25 high-quality metal, so start saving up that high qual because you're going to need it for all these electrical components. First thing you need to know about the large solar panel is that the direction of placement is important. You'll see that this panel here is faced mostly into the sun, just slightly off angle, but it has full directional sun exposure. It's in full health and puts out the maximum amount of power, which is 20 units. These solar panels will put out somewhere between 0 and 20 depending on the placement and the time of day, the angle of the sun, and their health. You'll notice that these two panels over here, which are placed in the opposite direction of my shadow, not facing the sun, are putting out 0 units of power. This can be frustrating because in the real world, obviously, any solar panel that's getting any light would put out some amount of power, but in Rust, if you don't have the panel facing generally in the direction of the sun, it's going to put out nothing at all. Another thing that you will find varies by server is how sensitive the panel is to obstructions. In this case, this panel is partially obstructed by the shadow of this hillside. It's putting out 0 power. Again, in the real world, you'd expect this to put out a little bit of power, but in Rust, even partially obstructed solar panels tend to put out 0 power. I have observed on some servers that the sensitivity to this isn't complete, so you may find that in some cases a partial obstruction from a tree, rock, hillside, or whatever will not necessarily prevent all power output, but by default, this is the behavior that you should expect. The other thing you need to know about the large solar panel is its output is sensitive to its health. These 4 panels are in different degrees of health right now. This one's at 100%, this one's at 75, 50%, and 25%. And you'll see that their output drops accordingly from 20 to 15 to 10 or half power on the 50% panel, down to 5 on this 25% health panel. So make sure that you repair your panels and keep them at full health if you want to get a full power output from the panel. So to recap, the solar panel is not typically available as a default blueprint. Costs around 25 high quality metal to craft on most servers. The direction of the placement is important. They are sensitive to obstructions, and their output of power is affected by their health. That wraps it up for the large solar panel.